When Abdullah got married to his wife Aisha for the very first time, he was very young, in shape, making money, involved in the local masjid, and all the sisters found him attractive. He had big goals and aspirations, wanted to have four wives, and just had this overwhelming feeling of capability and confidence. 10 years later, he's cuddling with his wife on the couch as they rewatched the Twilight Saga for the second time this month. They haven't been intimate for weeks. Over the past few years, he's been really stressed out from work. He's gained 50 pounds of extra body fat, lost his confidence, and the times where his wife finally feels like being intimate with him, he can't even get it up. This story is far too common in the Ummah today, unfortunately. Our men have been losing their testosterone, vitality, youth, vigor, and just overall masculine energy. See, testosterone is a hormone, but more so it's a gift that Allah has bestowed upon men. There's so many benefits of testosterone, like boosting your immune system, boosting your vitality, boosting your energy levels, depleting brain fog, giving you mental toughness, giving you more aggression, more strength and stamina, and just more of a boost to get through the day, pray, please your wife or your wives, grind and make money every single day, and so much more than you can imagine. The reality is testosterone levels have been plummeting over the last couple decades. There's 20-year-olds now that have the same testosterone as a 60-year-old back then. We think that the dunya doesn't matter, testosterone doesn't matter, fitness doesn't matter. Yet the Prophet ﷺ and the companions, radiallahu anhum, they were in amazing shape. In their 40s, 50s, 60s, they had better physiques than a lot of the brothers I see in the masjid that are in high school now, with the forward head posture while they're gaming all day long. They've never stepped foot on a treadmill. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into 17 ways that Muslim men can boost their testosterone today instantly. And make sure you watch till the end because there's going to be some that you had no idea about. Number one is going to be strength training. Now, strength training is a no-brainer. The more muscle you have, the more testosterone you're going to have. Building muscle and strength training in the gym or at home is going to significantly boost your testosterone and your human growth hormone levels. Number two, it's going to be losing your body fat. Now, the more adipose tissue you have, the more body fat that you retain, the more estrogen you're going to have, the less testosterone you're going to have. Now, of course, I'm going to drop a guide very soon on how to lose body fat very quickly. And I do that on FaiyadFit.com with my clients in a very fast and accelerated way that gets you your results quicker than you can even imagine. Number three is going to be sleeping longer. Now, the reason behind this is because testosterone is actually synthesized or made in your body during when you sleep, not during the day, but when you sleep. So if you sleep longer, you'll have more testosterone. Of course, I know a lot of people have to stay up late. We got Isha. Right now in winter, it's not too late, but in the summer, Isha is very late. But when you can, try to sleep at least a minimum of 6 hours continuously before Fajr, and then try to sleep an additional of 1 to 2 hours after Fajr. If you can get all those 8 hours before Fajr continuously, alhamdulillah, but at least get six before Fajr. Number four is going to be training legs. Now, this has to do hand in hand with point number one, but specifically training legs because legs take up about half of your body in size and more than half in weight. And this is muscle. So obviously, it's a lot of muscle that's untrained, as in a lot of testosterone left on the table if you're not training legs and you're only doing upper body. Number five is going to be sleep quality. Now, sleep quality is a little bit different than sleep duration. Sleep duration that we talked about is just more hours of rest, but sleep quality is going to be how deep you sleep. Have you ever slept for like an hour or two and when you woke up, you're like, wow, I thought it's already 8 a.m., time to get up for work? But there's other times where you slept like 15, 16 hours, but you just feel so groggy and fatigued even when you wake up. The difference between those two is how good quality of a sleep you got in each night. Easiest ways to boost your sleep quality is going to be number one, to sleep in the dark. The more dark of an environment you sleep in, the more of a hormone called melatonin you release, which makes you deeper into rest and sleep. Make sure you don't eat or drink 2 to 3 hours before bed. Sip on water here and there if you need to and you get thirsty. And wear something loose and not tight fitted. Be in an environment that's slightly cooler rather than slightly warmer. And do your du'as and adhkar before you sleep. Inshallah, you'll have good sleep quality. Number six is going to be to avoid plastics. Now, plastics, specifically microplastics, which come out of the plastics, are what is going to be known as an endocrine disruptor. It's going to reduce your testosterone. And I don't care if it's BPA free, just avoid plastics. Avoid plastic water bottles. Buy reusable, non-disposable water bottle, like a steel water bottle, and just pour water into that every single day. Avoid plastic wrap. Avoid putting your food in plastic Tupperware containers, plastic bowls, plastic cutleries, everything, the whole nine yards. And this brings me to my seventh point, which is avoid Tap water. Now, tap water has many compounds, specifically fluoride, and also the birth control that women have been using since the 1960s. It's not necessarily bioavailable, meaning it's not natural. So when women take these birth control pills like candy today, they piss out a lot of it in their urine. And this gets maintained in the same water supply of the water that you drink. I've read peer reviewed literature. There are lots of aquatic species that are male, but when they're exposed to this birth control infested water, they literally turn into females. Like they start forming secondary sex characteristics. So you don't really have a change in your genitalia, but you have a change in your characteristics and you have more feminine characteristics. Think of man boobs or gynecomastia in men. Number eight is going to be taking cold showers. Now, cold showers are going to be what's known as an adaptogen or a stressor. So it induces a physiological stress or a panic attack in the water. You stay in there, you breathe, you slow it down, and you don't resist. So for fight or flight, you don't flight, you stay there. And the more calm you get, of course, short term, it's going to increase your cortisol and increase your stress. But then long term, it's going to decrease it because it increases your stress management capabilities. Stress or cortisol is directly inversely proportionate to your testosterone, meaning the more stress you have, the less testosterone you have. The less stress you have, the more testosterone you have. And this stress can be physiological, which is cortisol, or psychological, which is anxiety. Cold showers are going to help you reduce both. Number nine is having more vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is going to boost your immune system. The better immune system you have, the lower stress you're going to have, therefore, the higher testosterone you're going to have. Number 10 is to get more sunlight. Why? Because sunlight, when you absorb it, releases vitamin D in your body. And the more vitamin D you produce, that's actually the building block of testosterone. See, testosterone is a steroid based hormone, meaning it's lipid based, it's made of fats. But one of the building blocks or precursors in the body in physiology is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, it's not necessarily found excessively easily through your diet naturally and through foods, but it's very easily absorbed when you get some sun. Now, this brings me to point number 11, which is for those that are living in the northern hemisphere and the west, like myself, and we don't get that much sun, considering supplementing with vitamin D. Now, vitamin D should be taken at about 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day. If you really want to amp it up, go to 2.5K IU per day. Mind you, none of this is going to be medical advice, so obviously consult with your primary healthcare practitioner before taking any of this advice. Number 12 is to be avoiding aluminum and parabens. When you use deodorant, it's not necessarily a perfume, but you'll see the word antiperspirant, which means it actually stops you, from sweating perspirant. And how it does that is the aluminum is an endocrine disruptor. So when you put it on your armpit, it actually clogs the sweat pores completely and it stops you from sweating from your sweat glands. Although this might make you smell a little bit better in the short term, it completely downregulates your testosterone in the long run. Consider switching to aluminum free deodorants. So Old Spice, Axe, Dove, Gillette, all the companies that you guys have for deodorant in the drugstore, in the pharmacy, right beside it, you're going to see the same companies making the aluminum free counterparts. It's going to be the same price, usually, inshallah. And parabens are molecules that are endocrine disruptors as well, that are found in soaps, body washes, face washes, cleansers, lotion, shampoos, you name it. Look for paraben free or sulfate free in the label, or even the term organic, which guarantees that these things are not going to be there. Number 13 is going to be to avoid sugar. Now, sugar is extremely modern in the diet. It's not something that we've been having back then, let alone the types of sugar that we have today. Obviously, back then, even the fruits were different than today. Sugar is going to downregulate your testosterone. So try to avoid it as much as you can. Number 14 is going to be to supplement with omega 3. Now, omega 3 is amazing. Omega 3 fatty acids are found in fish oil predominantly. The oil or fat that fish has, it's very easy to get that through your diet, but many of us don't have that much fish. So consider supplementing with fish oil. Make sure you get a halal one because most fish oils have gelatin as the outer capsule because it's a gel capsule. It's not really like a pill. So make sure it says halal certified or it's fish gelatin as the outer coating. Even if it's bovine, make sure it says halal because it's still beef gelatin and it might not have been slaughtered Islamically. If it has about 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, consider taking 1 to 2 pills a day. Best time to take it is right before you go to bed because your breath is going to smell like fish. So make sure you have it last thing right before you fall asleep. Number 15 is going to be to supplement with zinc. Now, zinc is going to do wonders for you. Number one, it directly boosts your testosterone. Number two, it's going to boost your immune system, which is going to lower your cortisol. therefore increasing your testosterone as well indirectly. It's also going to be a vasodilator. You get more blood flow, so it gives you a better pump in the gym and with your wife, if you know what I'm saying. Number 16 is to do more cardiovascular exercise. Now, with cardiovascular exercise, you can do anything. It helps you boost your heart rate. Overall, it's going to boost your testosterone, your growth hormone, and it's going to lower your stress. There's many types of cardio that we could do as Muslims. Obviously, we could do vertical cardio in the gym, on treadmills, elliptical, stairmaster, or we can do horizontal cardio when we're having intimacy with our wives. You pick your cardio, but either way, try to get it in every single day, inshallah. This brings me to my final, but definitely not the least, point for today's video is going to be to get on NoFap. Now, NoFap is basically where you abstain from watching pee, watching haram, and touching yourself. Now, obviously, aside from it being haram, it also completely lowers your testosterone. This is very different than when you're having intimacy with a real woman. So cut the pee, and inshallah, your testosterone will elevate exponentially very soon. Now, if you want more tips and you want to accelerate your results with your self-improvement and fitness goals in 2024 ASAP, hit me up at FaiyadFit.com for one-on-one coaching. Like the video, share it with the brother that you might think would benefit from this video and these tips. Subscribe, and inshallah, I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.